Hey there. Hello. How are you doing? This is Aisha, and I am so excited that you have joined us for another edition of Your Pathway at Your Own Pace. This program is brought to you by Mercy, and as always, we want you to like this video. As we go along, leave us a comment. Make sure you keep it nice, keep it classy. And of course, if you want to, become a subscriber and share the video so that others in our community can be able to get connected to peer support and mental health services. Come on with me. So, I'm going to say welcome. We really hope that this space becomes enjoyable for you. I hope that you know that while we're together, we're going to create a safe space here to be able to talk about our feelings, what's going on, and what's happening. Now, before we get to talking about our feelings, we at Mercy definitely believe that we should let you know what's about to happen before it happens. So first, we're going to do a check-in. Intentions. Our intentions are just the ground rules. Just let everybody know how this will work. Then we'll go into our affirming mantra, guided meditation, guided discussion, break. We put the break in there because these videos are intended to be used for group sessions. You can be able to use this videos either by yourself listening or using it for a group of you and your friends, families, co-workers, or whoever is your buddy. So you might need to take a break. Then we'll get into an open discussion. Usually with the guided discussion, we only have about maybe 3 questions. The open discussion is one big question. When we get to that section, if what I present as the question y'all not vibing with, you can always throw out another question or a topic or something else that, aligns with what we're talking about to continue the conversation going. Then, as always, we'll end with our farewell mantra, announcements, and, be about our way. All right. So let's get started with our intentions. So, our intentions are first and foremost, and it's really simple there, is to be respectful of each other. Everybody has a different pathway, and what works for me might not work for you. So we're going to take what we need along the way. But if something doesn't vibe with us, if something doesn't resonate, definitely leave it where it's at, okay? But most importantly, we're going to be respectful of each other, leading with listening, and trying to keep the interruptions to a minimum if we're in a group so that everybody can be heard. So here's our affirming. Here's our affirming mantra. As always, I like to read it one time. I like to bring attention to the fact that everybody in our community doesn't have the ability or the capacity to be able to read. And so I like to be able to give an opportunity to kind of help and make sure that everybody in the room feels comfortable and secure. So I'm going to read it one time, then we'll read it together. So it says, I feel safe in this space. I give myself permission to feel, to be vulnerable, and to be my most authentic self. Let's read that together on the count, or you can say it to yourself in your head. But let's read it together on the count of 3, 2, 1. I feel safe in this space. I give myself permission to feel, to be vulnerable, and to be my most authentic self. Absolutely amazing. Let's check in. How are you doing? No, seriously. How are you doing? What has happened since the last time we've checked in together? How's life treating you? How's work? If you got kids, how's the kids, your family? What's going on internally? Maybe we also think about how are we feeling physically? How are we feeling financially? How are we feeling spiritually? Let's just check in for a moment. And if you're in a group, feel free to pause the video so that you all can check in and give each other the space that you need to be able to do that with. I'm going to check in with you and say that I'm doing pretty good this week. My back hurt a little bit because the older you get, it seems like sometimes things just start aching. But outside, my back hurting a little bit. I'm doing actually pretty good. And I'm so glad that I get to be in this space with you. And I thank you all for sharing your feelings, for telling me what's going on. And you can always put it down in the comment section as well. I will, if you comment, leave us a nice comment or check in with us. I'll definitely comment. We can engage with each other and, chat back and forth that way. Now we're going to get into a guided meditation. Today, I thought I would do something a little different for you guys. Today, we're going to utilize a sound bowl. This one, I believe, is in the key of E. I also have another one that's in the key of G. E, because my name is Isha. Some people call me E, and it's green, and I'm a earth sign. So it really just resonated all the way in me when I saw it. As well as the key of E has, we sing in the multiple keys like C, E, and some minor chords. And it just makes me think of getting on one accord, one key. All right. So for this guided meditation, let's get into a nice, comfortable position, whether you are seated or laying down. If you're in the car, especially if you're driving, making sure that your back is comfortable, that you're feeling underneath your thighs, that the pressure is even. Make sure those eyes are still on the road, even if you're following along with me. If you're laying down, making sure that you're not crossing anything, that everything is outstretched, that you feel, again, comfortable, that you feel supported. If you close your eyes, that you feel safe. And when you're ready, I'm going to begin this sound bowl meditation. Make sure that you're breathing in through your nose and exhaling or breathing out through your mouth. Bring in with your breath the things that you're needing for your mind. When you exhale, breathe out the things that you no longer want held, that are taking up space in your mind, things that are just sitting on your brain. When you're breathing in through your nose, let it come down to your throat. Let it give nourishment to your voice. When you exhale, exhale the words, the language, the expressions that no longer are helpful to you, that no longer align with your goal, your mission, or your heart's desires. When you breathe in through your nose, breathe in and let that breath come down to your heart. Let it fulfill the areas of your heart that feel voided, that feel empty or lost, broken or hurt. Let it bring in joy, contentment. When you breathe out all the things from your heart that have been sitting there, that bring no service, no joy, no strength, and no energy to your heart. And last but certainly not least, let's let that breath come in through our nose and bring it down to our soul. Bring it down to the part of us that we feel represents our full spirit, our individuality, our connection to our ancestors, our loved ones, our relatives, our family, our friends, that peace that makes us us. When you exhale through your mouth, when you release the things that have been down depth in the bottom of your soul that you've been holding on for way longer than what you believed you should have held it on to for. Release the things that are sitting on your soul that feel stuck, whether it be by your hand, whether it be generationally. We're going to take a moment to give thanks for the sound resonating through our body. Thankful for our ears being able to hear. Thankful for the ability to heal through sound, through music, through vibration. Thankful for the gifts given, even if that gift is just the gift of breath. And whenever you're ready, you're allowed to come back. But take your time. Let your eyes flutter if you close them. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle those fingers. And let's come back. Thank you so much for participating in that sound healing session, that guided sound bowl meditation. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. We'll bring out another one another time, and we'll make sure to keep it incorporated with our group sessions. So let's get into this conversation. Since it's January, we're still on intellectual well-being. Today is all about masking, the mask, masquerade, the many faces in the parade, right? So in this area, I'm sorry, I just realized I should have pulled that down a little bit. But in this area, it's meant for us to exchange ideas and really just open up the floor. We're going to ask about one or two questions. And usually, if you're in a group, your big group, I'm using these to kind of gauge, how you're feeling, what's really going on, where you at uh, mentally. Because sometimes we're like, I'm all right. But really, we're drained and we're not really about to have conversation. But we're here. But today, we're going to talk about it. We're going to have us a little discussion. So, my first question is, do you or have you found yourself ever code switching? Have you ever code switched? Have you ever found yourself going into a space where maybe people are from a different culture than you, maybe people from a different social economic background, maybe a different race, or a new job? Have you ever just found yourself talking or moving in a way that it's not how you normally move and operate when you feel you're most comfortable? My next question, and I'll go back, I definitely have code switched. I definitely changed my voice. Um, Personally, I've changed my voice to be able to be better heard. There's some things that when I'm at home, it might get a little harder to understand what I'm trying to say. So I might slow down, maybe raise the pitch a little bit so that others can fully hear me because my goal is to be understood. But my next question, when do we find ourselves covering up who we are? Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you didn't let on to other people, who you really are on the inside, what you're really about? You might be really into heavy metal, but, the area that you're in, they're not really into that. They're listening to, um, gospel music. Have you ever found just those times where you might cover up who you are? And maybe why? Why did what caused you to feel like you couldn't show others, who you were? What happened? And my last question for this area is, who are we behind our mask? If we just did a question that said, you know, are we finding ourselves covering up who we are? Well, if we cover ourselves, that's like the mask that we wear at a masquerade. We're not showing who we are, but we are a person. We're in this space, but I'm not making myself readily recognizable to others. So, who are you when you're not wearing the mask that you wear for the public? I know when I'm in public, I try to be a little bit more adultier. Try to be an adult. At home, I'm definitely wanting to be a big spoiled kid, big old baby. That's what I really want. But now, we'll continue on. Now, remember, if you are using this video in a group, you are more than welcome to take this time, pause the video, or even if you're not in a group and you're like, I've been sitting for 20 minutes, I need something to drink, I need some water, I need a snack or something. This is your moment. Pause the video, take your time, and come back to me. Well, thanks for coming back. Or if you didn't come back and you said we was going to push through it, you know what? Thanks anyways. Thanks for being here. Let's dig deeper. Now, this is our open discussion area. Again, if you're in a group and you're going through these videos, this is a space where this is just a prompt to continue the conversation going. You can kind of piggyback off other people, or if something is said that brings up another idea that maybe isn't necessarily on topic, but is a correlated situation, this is definitely the time to open up the conversation. So, the big question is, are our masks aligned with our highest or best self? When we think about the person that we want to be, the person that we aspire to be, uh, that ideal version of our character, that's our highest self, the person, the version of us that it's just the best version of whoever we are. Uh, when we put on our masks, do these masks align with this person, or do they kind of go against who we really want to be? If you're, saying that I want to be a free person who just speaks my mind and says whatever I want to say, wearing a mask may not align with that version of yourself. So yeah, are our masks aligned with our highest or best selves? And as always, feel free to pause the video so that you have your conversations. Or if you're with me, make sure to put a comment down at the bottom. Let me know what you're thinking. Let's talk about it. Now let's reflect and reconnect. There's homework over here. It's some journal prompts that's going to follow up. But because today was talking about wearing our masks, our homework, that is until we meet next time. And you could let me know how the homework went again in the comments section. But your homework until next time is to pay attention to if you have code switched or put on a mask around other people. Take a note, mental note, or take some physical notes on maybe who you put your mask on around and why, what's happening with them, what's the situation, what's the relationship like that is requiring this mask. And let's think, and if you're really feeling spicy, then you can take it a step further and think about, is wearing this mask with this person for this reason, is it really healthy for me and my highest self, my best self? Does this really work with what we're doing? And, if it's not, what can we do about it? What can we change? Is there anything that we can do to alleviate why we're wearing this mask? If we're comfortable wearing it, we're like, no, this is a good idea. It's for safety. These people don't need to know who I really am. Or you're not, that's a privilege to know who I am, then, that's perfectly fine. But the homework is to peep if you are putting on a mask with other people, who, like, take a note about who you're putting this mask on with, and what is the situation or relationship like for you to put on that mask. And because we love you, we always put up some journal prompts. We know that writing helps so much with processing through some of the situations that we've been through, as well as helps us maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Not so much heal, but just be able to get things out, to show our creative side. Sometimes we only are just going, and we need outlets for ourselves. So here's some journal prompts. If you want, pause the video, get your prompts going. I love to get you guys' comments. Um, some folks reaching out to me directly, telling me what you done wrote, what you done put in there. But yeah, let me know what you put in your prompts if you want to share in the comment section. Now that's all, folks. If you're in a group, take a moment and do one or two takeaways. If somebody says something that surprised you, or maybe says something that you weren't expecting, something that you learned, this is that moment to take a moment and think about, what did we learn today? What did we feel today? Even if you're by yourself, think about, what did you answer? Maybe what question surprised you? What question had you thinking? Have you ever thought about code switching and masking? Then move on. So we're going to get into our farewell mantra. This is my favorite one. I definitely believe that as we open spaces, especially safe spaces, that when we leave from that space, we need to close it up to create a moment that was safe, that no other part of the day can touch. So again, I'm going to read it for you one time. Then we'll either say it together or you can say it in your head. So the farewell mantra is, I have released what I needed to, and I leave it here. I am lighter than when I entered this space. I am at peace. Now let's read that together on the count of three, or in your head. Two, one. I have released what I needed to, and I leave it here. I am lighter than when I entered this space. I am at peace. Absolutely wonderful. Announcements. If you're catching this now, January 30th, where the antidotes are going to be having a um, winter drive for nutrition, hats, scarves, healthy, non perishable items for those who are needing them, as well as those who want to donate those. So look forward to that event. That's going to be January 30th, 2025, Stanley Strait Park. Uh, we love the south side of Indianapolis. South side? But we love the south side of Indianapolis, and we want to make sure that all of our folks, especially in this season, uh, are getting care and getting items that they need. It's very cold, and some folks they're still in need. And November, we're really great about feeding folks with Thanksgiving. And December, we're really great about giving to folks because it's Christmas. It's January, about to be February. Um, so for the last day of the month, going into the month of love, we want to show our community a little bit of love and care in TLC. Also, you can catch the Your Pathway at Your Own Pace episodes here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe so you can get that notification, and share the video so that more people in our community, more folks in our community can tap into peer support services and mental health support. So that's my announcements. If you ever have some announcements, you want us to share something with the wider community, let me know. Send me an email. Send us a DM, and we will share that. As well, you can always find you some Mercy gear at our website. The shop QR code is right there. We always have some amazing things that you can tap into there. So make sure you go over there and shop, sponsor the antidotes or the Your Pathway so that somebody else can be able to get these things for free. And as always, thank you so much, you guys, for sharing this space with us, for being with us, being with me today. If you ever have any comments, questions, concerns, please let me know. You know, and here's what we do. If you ever want to come in and have a more one-on-one conversation with me, and not have to share your personal information with all of YouTube and have it recorded for all of YouTube, you can always register for our live in session, virtual, our live and our in session. Uh, uh, I said in session, in person. We do some in persons, but that's usually towards the warmer months. But you can always catch the live Zoom. Register at the QR code there. This lets you know what to expect us to focus on. Whoop, I dropped something. But this lets you know what we're doing, what we're focusing on. We might still keep the same theme, but these are really, in this light or in this theme. I'm focusing on artists and intellectual. I'm focusing on our men and women, but intellectual. We're just changing it up a little bit. Yeah. So make sure you catch us live. If you don't catch us at your own pace. And as always, I really appreciate you. Time isn't free. So you to spend it so freely with me really does mean the world to me. I hope that you enjoy your day, your week, your weekend, your life. And I hope we see you next time. Peace out.